your community affected your writing?
How has my community affected my writing? Well, it's put me in touch with a lot of teenagers and allowed me to read the writings of thousands of teenagers in the form of YouTube comments, which sounds stupid, but really does make a difference. I mean, it really does help me to understand how teenagers construct language or use language to convey meaning. And so that's the main thing in terms of writing. It's also, but it's been a huge part. It's a huge part of my life as an individual. Like, I think of myself as a nerd fighter as one of my central identities, and so that's extremely important to me as a person, and I'm grateful for all the other people to whom that is an important identity.
I thought he meant Indianapolis.
I don't live in a place. I live on the internet. Blue. Yeah, green.
My name's Darcy. Hi, guys.
Hi.
In John, you being a straight male and David, you being a gay male.
Straight.
But in writing, and I know as writers, like, there are times that we're sitting down, we're writing, and we go, that is a load of garbage. But were there ever times that, like, the straight world and the gay world, in writing this book on each of your own world perspectives, where you had to kind of stop each other and say, no, that's stereotypical, or that's not really how it is?
It's a good question. I think there was one time.
I can't remember what it was.
There was
something that Tiny said that
It sounded off voice.
It sounded off voice, and I can't remember what it was.
I can't either.
But literally, I mean, but we're talking like one or two lines where I was like, yeah, my team wouldn't say that. But for the most part, no. I mean, I think it really, because the world we live in with our friends, and so the people that we surround ourselves with, that's not really a distinction that looms very large for us at all.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there was really any issues there. And again, I love the fact that Tiny Cooper was invented by John. I mean, as he likes to say, it was birthed by him and then raised by two dads. Which it's true. And I think everybody would have expected that character from me, but I don't think they were expecting it from John, which has led to some great confusion as to who wrote which chapters. And like my parents, for example, thought that I had written John's chapters. And so I love that we want it to be sort of ambiguous, and we want it to just show that really the experience of being human is not that different. And so for these characters, they have to figure that out, and do. And I think we, luckily, as young adults, already know that. Yeah.
Fresh stutter has come up with this, I'm a new president. In John's chapter, James says, some people have lives, some people have music. Lots of teenagers live through that, I guess, through music. When you guys were young adults, what category did you guys fall into?
When we were younger, young adults. Thank you. Nicely phrased.
The question is, so what role music played in our young adult lives?
It was phrased better than that, but
right,
we can't repeat it.
The line from James, some people have lives, other people have music. John?
Yeah, I mean, I loved music when I was a teenager, and I loved REM and The Cure, and I loved the band The Dead Milkmen when I was in high school. And they did play a very important role in my life. I mean, I take great comfort and solace today from the Mountain Goats, so yeah, so music still has that role in my life, I think, but not nearly as much as it does in David's life.
I like that out of context for people in this room who might not be familiar with them, like that phrase, I take such solace from the Mountain Goats. Music is extraordinarily important to me, and I would say that music actually influences my writing more perhaps than other writing does. I'm always listening to music. I can't understand people who write without music playing.
What kind of music?
I mean, it's really anything from, Decemberists and Death Cab and sort of the indie. What I love, Pitchfork, God bless them, granted it was a pan, but I didn't care, they reviewed this band Freelance Whales. Love that name, Freelance Whales. And they called it Nick and Nora Core. And I was like, I've arrived. They've named a genre after one of my books. and ironically, it's my favorite genre. So I think my books totally are like that. I mean, I think if you were to ask me what are my books most like, it wouldn't be like, oh, it's my attempt to write a Nick Hornby novel, or my attempt to write an M.T. Anderson novel, or my attempt to write an Anne Tyler novel. As much as I love them all, basically, I want to write a novel that is the Postal Service's soul album. Like, I think, like, if I can, like, write an album that gives you the same effect that Give Up, the Postal Service album does, then I'll consider myself successful.
Okay, I think we have time just for one last quick, oh no, we don't have, we're being told we do not have time, we must.
Sorry.
So, again, we will be, just to make sure you all know, we are going to be signing after this, but we also have 2 other signings. We are signing at 2 o'clock at the Penguin Mrs. Nelson's booth, and then at 3 o'clock at the Mysterious Galaxy booth, which sounds like it's a cool booth. I mean, come to the Mysterious Galaxy and see David Levithan and John Green. So if you do not get to see us and there's a long line for this one, please come later in the afternoon.
And thank you so much for being awesome. Yeah.
We're in San Diego, and we have a question about anagrams. Yeah. We've been discussing anagrams.
Oh, we have some really good ones. Glaringly small is very good. That's very good. Oh, long swirly. We found a long swirly. That's pretty good. Glaringly slow is irony. It's fantastic. I mean, that's a good summary of pretty much every novel ever written. Fantastic.
We made a pizza cake
For who?
for John and David, really, but mostly for John.
Nice.
We made a corn dog cake yesterday as well, and we had extra cake, so we're like, let's make a pizza cake.
Nice.
So we got a pizza cake.
Encore!
Awesome. Yeah. Have fun making friends with new nerd fighters. Good to see you. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you for doing this one.